My work is generally about the two things, vulnerability and defiance, and if we think of those relationship of those two, we can take it back to being a teenager or an adolescent growing up. And so music, for me, is one of the first times that we separate from our parents. It's the most vulnerable time in our life, but it's also the time when we can be defiant. And so when I think back to those times, like the Doors in the late 60s and the early 70s, and I spent a lot of time travelling across the world, they've been really instrumental in the formation of my life. More recently, musicians like Callahan have been really important. This series called Walking in Tall Grass is a combination of two songs of his that came from the album Knock Knock when he was with the group Smog. And so I think in his there's one that's got sitting in tall grass and another one lying in tall grass. So I was thinking about that and thinking of the relationship I would like to link into his, and mine is walking. So, you know, it was a great analogy of that idea of being a teenager where you can't go back, you can only go forward, but you can't see where you're going. Because I'm looking at quite intense moments of vulnerability and defiance, I also match that formally. So I'm really interested in pitching everything to an intensity. Colour is pitched at that intensity, the focus is pitched at that intensity, and the line and the stripes is pitched right at that intensity, so that when you look at them, it starts to vibrate. And I'm really interested in that space of vibration where it's almost like a psychological state as well, where everything gets blown out and you're just in that state.